Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 289. It's just me and Mark today. I'm Jay.
Yes.
Bri is sick. So if you're wondering what happened...
He's sick of Bitcoin.
If you're wondering what happened to this show, first my computer broke. Then I got food poisoning. Then the holidays happened. And then I had a CPA test, which I just took. So now we got Brink.
Yeah. And Jay was kidnapped and held for ransom. And the ransom did not go too well.
Oh, it was a lot happened. A lot happened. Also, a lot more happened, but Mark refuses to do a show on anything but cryptocurrency today.
What else happened? What else happened, Jay?
Tell me like all cryptocurrency.
Tell me all these amazing stories you want to tell. Go.
See, with that kind of attitude, you're just going to ruin anything I try and bring up anyway. So we might as well. That's
my goal. Let's just tell me all these awesome things you. All our questions are about goddamn cryptocurrency. People want to know what's going on in the cryptocurrency world.
So we'll do our cryptocurrency podcast today, and then we'll do the other stuff next week, because you're just going to sabotage anything I try and bring up anyway.
Jay, why do you hate the environment?
It's kind of a bitch.
I feel like you are a supporter of the end of our environment. Why do you hate it so much?
Don't get where you're going with this.
Do you know one of the worst things for the environment right now is Bitcoin? Have you not heard this? How horrible. You are a horrible person for supporting the downfall of mankind.
Why is this?
You don't know. Have you not really heard any of this stuff? All the computing power, and this is not even a joke, all the computing power used to mine Bitcoin. Why do they play this fucking video? They have to automatically play a video. I don't want to see your damn video, Bloomberg technology website. Okay, so apparently the amount of energy that is used to make Bitcoins or mine Bitcoins is, I think, about equivalent of the amount of energy that Ireland uses. And it's on pace to be equal the amount of energy the United States uses. On this, as it keeps going forward, it could be terrible for our environment. You've not heard any of this stuff before.
No. Why, just because of the electricity used?
Yeah, well, that leads to global warming. It basically, the more energy you use, so it's equal to the entire. Right now, making a bit for Bitcoin is equal to the energy used by the entire population of Denmark, and it's going to keep getting worse and worse. And you can't just introduce an entire giant country that's using energy. It's just going to. The more energy you use, the worse it is for the environment. You know the whole renewable energy. This doesn't use renewable energy.
But aren't people if they weren't using it for Bitcoin, wouldn't they just be watching Pornhub?
Probably. Pornhub probably will be the destruction of mankind. But apparently, so the deal is, and I guess you could use renewable ways to power these computers, but because of how it works, I guess, to mine Bitcoin, every time they need a transaction, these computers have to do these crazy calculations that take supercomputing power, and it means they have to use a ton of energy per transaction, which means if we eventually get to the point where they are in another United States of energy, they basically will destroy our environment.
So the end of the world is not going to be a meteor or global warming. It's going to be Bitcoin.
It's going to be assholes needing to pay for child porn online. That's the end.
I thought that's what Monero was for.
Oh, is that what you're making Bitcoin jokes now? Some crypto jokes that people don't get?
Yep.
What the hell's Monero, Jay?
It's it's almost like a stealth cryptocurrency.
How is this stealth cryptocurrency? Please explain, Jay.
There's no way to track it, so it's being used on the black market.
As opposed to Bitcoin, which is not?
Right. As much.
I thought Bitcoin,
as much. Some legitimate places take Bitcoin, but Monero is basically the dark web.
Okay. So I should buy into Monero if I really want to get into this world.
Yeah, if you want to buy some guns or whatever.
I assume really, if you think about it now, I've had people explain to me all the like the things you could use this stuff for, but really, all this stuff is for if you want to buy child prostitutes or pay terrorists online. It's the number one. All this stuff is bad for the environment. This stuff is being used by North Korea to pay hackers. You've heard that, right?
No, I did not hear that.
Jay. This is if you would, this is what's it called when you like, confront an alcoholic about his problems? Intervention. Right. This is your Bitcoin intervention, Jay. The North Korea. I'm dead serious. Also, they used it. Apparently, they're using Bitcoin or some of these currencies to pay basically people to go hack and like perform crypto terrorism.
See, it's funny you say this because last episode, if we can remember, is a few months ago.
Yeah.
Marc and Bri were both making fun of me for having cryptocurrency. And now they're both fairly heavily invested in it.
Oh, you're going to bring up facts we don't like, huh? Yeah, that is true. It is. I just want to make. Well, let's get to it in a second. But like, so apparently, like it is weird that. So I haven't put that much money in it. I put $1,000 into Ethereum, which is doing had been doing quite well, and now today kind of fell down a little bit. And I put $500 into Litecoin, which I bought it at 360. It's at 190, which does not seem like a good investment right now. But I got Ethereum at 680, and now it's over 1,000. And it was at 1,300, which was really great.
Actually, it hit 1,450 at some point.
I think I'm still up like $100 or $200 with Ethereum at 1,000, but
that's still a 20% increase, which is great.
No, that's great. It's that Litecoin is just beating the crap out of me. But it is just like, and I know I want to go through how you're doing. You're kicking ass. But it is kind of weird that all this technology we're all getting excited about, this big bubble, is only, even though it has like some like so utopian idea that we can send money to the middle of Nigeria with no transaction costs, and it'll be this amazing thing that moves around and decentralized. It's almost exclusively used for nefarious purposes right now.
Mark Cuban announced that you can buy Dallas Mavericks tickets with Bitcoin starting next year.
But it's so pointless. You don't need to there's no real benefit to using Bitcoin. Well, actually, it's only a negative to use Bitcoin. How could you buy anything with Bitcoin? The price fluctuates so much. You would pay with Bitcoin and find out the next day what you paid was like twice its value.
What if it shoots up $2,000? You buy a Mavericks ticket and then it tanks $2,000. You just got discount Mavs tickets. Yeah,
no, that's one way to look at it. It's just a bizarre, it's not a good form of currency right now. It's actually a horrible form of currency.
Yeah.
It's basically online gold.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. Everyone treats it like online gold. Everyone expects to get rich within 3 weeks. So when any bad news at all comes out, everyone freaks out and sells all their stuff.
But I was just saying it is, well, first of all, I kind of want to, because I don't think I could handle the craziness with this.
This is as bad as it gets today.
So we were going to do this crypto podcast. Everything was riding really high. Jay was kicking ass. I still think he's kicking ass. But everything went, I guess, there's a chance that South Korea might regulate this market, and now it tanked?
There was a rumor that South Korea was going to ban cryptocurrencies, and then they clarified and said no. And then there was a rumor that China might do something similar. And then BitConnect, which is an exchange, a smaller exchange, but it's an exchange, and they got a cease and desist, and they actually shut down.
Is that the South Korea one?
I don't know where BitConnect is, but everyone's been saying that one's a scam since the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
They've been calling that a Ponzi scheme basically since it opened up, but people were using it anyway. So it got shut down, and for some reason that made people freak out. And so basically, we're going to talk about where we invested and where we're at now, but everything is down about 40% from 2 days ago. So this is going to be a slightly different podcast than I thought we were going to do.
Jay was going to be like, I am king of investments. Oh, fuck.
I put in 8,000 total, and I was up 21,000 like 48 hours ago.
You had a total of 29 grand from this.
Yeah.
Wow. Where are you at now?
I am at. I gotta do some quick math because it's in a few different spots. So
you're getting your CPA, so you could do some quick math. Go.
I am at 18, 20, 23.
Wait, you're total or you're up 1823?
No, I'm up. I have a total of 23, so I'm up
15,000.
Yeah.
16. Okay. So you lost basically 6 grand in the last 48 hours.
Yeah, but I'm not looking at it that way.
Okay. This is why I don't think I could do this, because the stuff going up and down like drives me a little insane.
The more it happens, the more numb you get. Also, the more you're up, the less you care. Like, I would if I was up 7,000, I lost 6, I would freak out. But I'm up 21,000 and I lose 6. I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I'm feeling better to the fact that Ethereum's up, so I feel like overall I'm up. And even if, for a little while there was, I guess, the end of December, there was something where like an exchange in South Korea got hacked and it went under, and like I guess they had to declare bankruptcy or something, and everything dropped majorly. And I was down like overall like $300, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And not like it's the biggest amount of money, but I was very unhappy.
Yeah, no, I'm at 21,000 right now, so yeah, I'm down like 8.
Okay, let's go for your what you've invested and where it's at in a second. But do you feel any guilt about the fact though that all this stuff is basically, at best for speculation, at the worst it's used for funding terrorism, pedophilia, child porn, slavery, those kind of things?
I don't own any Monero, so I'm good.
Is it really Monero's the one that's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Is it weird that only one of us knows about that? Only one of us has used Monero to purchase illicit stuff?
Only if you don't consider the fact that only one of us actually does research on what each coin is used for.
I mean, what's the point, though? I love how you're like, this coin is better. It has better technology, as if you have any clue what the technology is.
Yeah, it just must be a coincidence that every single coin I picked went up multiples.
Okay, so let's explain.
Not every coin like makes money, right?
I have no idea. I want you to. I invest. The craziest one, by the way, is Bitcoin Diamond is even on the top 100 anymore. So there's a website called WorldCoinIndex.com where they list all like 1,500 coins in like order of like of volume.
Yeah. And
the other day, I guess Saturday, there was one called Bitcoin Diamond, which went up 900% in one day.
Yeah. So when people see that, they try and jump on, which is called FOMO, fear of missing out. But it's really just people being suckers because it's a pump and dump. Basically, rich people put money in it to get everyone else to get excited about it, to put more money in. And then when it gets to a certain point, the rich people sell out. Okay,
so Bitcoin Diamond topped out on Saturday when it was at $183.
Yeah.
It is at $29 now.
There's thousands of people bought in at $182.
But how goddamn dumb do you have to be? I understand if you bought in at so it started that day at like $17. And I understand if you ended up buying in at like $30 or $40, $50. I understand but once it started dropping, how does anyone even buy it from you?
I don't know, but it's at $29 now.
Okay. Let's go through your investments. Let's explain to everyone what you did, because we laughed at you so. I think we laughed. Brian and I laughed at you a lot. Brian was the first one to actually invest. He was the smarter of the two of us. But we laughed at you. I thought Jay was about to lose all his $8,000, and I just felt bad for him. It's just this was just not going to work out.
Yeah, and I made about $6,000 worth of mistakes, and I'm still up that much.
Part of it was me telling you to sell Ethereum at 500, which is right now at $1,000. If you had just held the whole time, if you had just bought Ethereum the whole time, you would have been pretty good.
Well, here's what happened with Ethereum. I bought it, 23 of them at $310, and it stayed Even it was going up a little bit, but it was staying around between 400 and 450 for like 6 weeks. And then overnight it shot up to 525. So I was like, well, when it shoots up this much, it goes back down. So I sold 10 of them.
I was happy to give you that advice. Go on.
Mark was like, sell. You got to sell. It's just going to go back down. And so I sold 10, and then it went up to like 550, and then 600, and then I couldn't sleep, and then it was 650. It went up to $750 in the next like 12 hours.
It's pretty insane.
I think 780, because then it dropped to 725, and I wasn't patient enough, and I bought back in, but I sold. Oh no, I think I sold 20, and I could only buy back 13 of them.
Oh, the thing is, if you had just used your $8,500 and bought Ethereum at 310 and just stuck with that, you'd be up more money now.
I'm not sure.
What do you mean not sure? It's just basic math. You would have $8,500. It's at right now at $1,000. That would mean it would have more than tripled.
Yeah, but Ethereum tripled while other coins went up like 20 times.
Yeah, but overall, how are you're really taking the CPA and you can't do this basic math?
No, you can't do the basic math, because if I took $600 and put it into like Ripple at 19 cents, I would have had like 3,000 Ripple. And then
well, obviously, if you put your $8,500 in Ripple, you'd be even better position. I'm just saying, if you put your $8,500 in Ethereum and just stuck, compared to what you've done, the $8,500 in Ethereum and just stuck with it, you'd be in a better position. Without all this, yeah, you would have had. I mean, the other ones could go up more. I'm just saying, total amount of money right now, you'd have more money.
I'm not sure.
You're not going to concede this point. You're not going to concede math.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, okay, fine. 1 + 1 = 4 in the show. That's great.
Yep.
Okay. Tell us about your
Okay, so then I bought back in at 725, and then I was obsessed with getting my Ethereum back. So I was doing tiny transactions. It goes up to 750, I sell. It goes down to 700, I buy. But I was only playing with one Ethereum, and I turned it into 1.89 Ethereum. So I made back like $600, and then I sold at 754, and I was going to buy two back at 700, and then it shot up to 1,400, like overnight again. It's like it stagnates at a certain amount, and then it shoots up hundreds of dollars, like with no explanation.
I mean, the whole thing doesn't make much sense. I mean, like when you started talking about this, Bitcoin was at what, $4,000 when you started talking about this?
Yeah.
And now it went to $20,000 at some point, and now it's at 11.
Yeah.
It's freaking insane how like the change is.
Mm-hmm.
On a side note, do you like Long Island iced tea?
Yeah.
Have you heard the story?
No.
You heard the story? Long Island Iced Tea Company changed its name to Long Blockchain, and stock went through the roof.
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah, the stock went up 289% after they changed their name and claimed they were going to invest in blockchain. At the time the stock went up, they had made zero actual investment in blockchain.
That's hilarious.
It's gone back down since, but it went up. Another one, Kodak, Eastman Kodak. You remember Kodak? Remember that when that company was the go-to for cameras?
Yeah.
So it said it was going to invest in cryptocurrency, and the stock doubled that day. It hasn't really done anything in cryptocurrency. It just said it was going to, and the stock doubled.
Well,
and it said it was going to launch Kodak Coin for photographers, which is also all these great ideas. They're always like, this is the coin for photographers. This is the coin for art. This is the coin. Yeah, you already have those coins. They're called dollars. You don't actually need a fake currency to pay people.
I love how you hate it, but you still invest in it. I
know. I go back and forth. The thing is, drives me like, I'm so happy when it goes up, and I'm so like freaked out when it goes down. And the whole time, like, I have FOMO. I completely have FOMO, not homo, but FOMO. Because I keep like, I'm like, everyone's gonna get rich, and this is my chance to like get rich too, and I'm gonna fucking miss out. Everyone's gonna make all this money, and when you read about this world, people are making crazy money. And then I'm like, this is stupid. You can't like just get rich overnight. I should go back to like normal stuff instead of like just getting screwed in this in the end.
We posted a Knicks podcast episode yesterday.
Yeah.
And as the keywords, I put Knicks, Porzingis, Beasley, Bitcoin, Ethereum. And the second I posted it, some guy with a name Crypto something followed our website.
You gotta just every week. You just gotta. By the way, this episode better be called Bitcoin crypto episode. Let's get some. I guarantee it just randomly gets us like people following it.
Yeah.
But like you read about online, people are taking like loans out, like they're taking mortgages on their house to invest in cryptocurrency.
Yeah, well, that guy who took a mortgage out on his house, I don't know if he sold out, but he did that when Bitcoin was at, I think, 5,400, and it hit 20,000. So if he was smart and sold at 20,000, he's a millionaire.
Have you heard also the stories like also like there are people who are making like there's something about a housekeeper who was like putting her money into it, but have you heard about the guy who he had bought Bitcoin a bunch of years ago? He threw away the computer and tried to pay the I guess in the UK tried to pay the local dump to see if he could like look for his computer from 2013.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, they said you can't with a
Why did he need his computer?
Because the crypto was on there. He had downloaded the crypto. It's on his computer, and he threw away the computer. And when it was thrown away, it was worthless. Now apparently he has many millions of dollars somewhere in the city dump.
So he had like the hash code on his computer.
Yeah. Once basically, if you lose the hash code, you've lost the money. It's just gone. Like your store goes online, but I guess people used to like download this stuff. I guess you could still download it, and he had it on his computer, and he just threw it away because it was worthless at the time.
Well, it was like the guy Peter we had on the show. He had Bitcoin, and he wrote down the code and lost the sheet of paper. So this guy probably did the same thing, but saved it as a file on his computer.
Yeah, and apparently you can't you can't dig up a landfill without releasing lots of toxic gases into the air. So the city he's like offering to pay them many millions. He's offering to pay them like a portion of it, I guess, but they just said no, we can't do that for environmental concerns. Apparently, also there are firms that if you lose your Bitcoin but you know part of the code, they can they'll try to figure it out which coins were yours.
How would you even know, like, a part of a code? These things are, like, 30 characters long.
I don't know why, but apparently, like, there are companies that, like, if you have somehow part of it, they'll figure out the rest of it for you. Because they can track, because there's a record of all transactions, so they can figure out, I guess, if you can give them more information, like when the transactions happen, they can somehow figure it out. I don't know. I'm not smart to know how to do that, but okay, so let's go on with it. You invested in Ethereum. What else have you invested in? Let's hear about your madness. Oh, by the way, tell everyone how you're coming up with which coins to invest in.
Well, one of my coworkers has my old position, and he has about 4 hours free a day. So he's researching this stuff all day. So he's giving me a lot of tips.
Can your old coworker just can we just invest in him doing this?
I mean, we're doing most of the same moves together.
Okay.
He did a couple things. We both messed up on Ethereum on the same day. So we both have 15 now, but we both had around 20. He also sold Ripple 2 days before it blew up, so he's pretty pissed about that.
So he put in like $8,000 also?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I bought Ripple at 19 cents. I have 1,000 of them.
So you had Ripple at 19 cents. You have 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
Ripple at one point hit $3.
Yeah.
It is now at $1.16.
$1.20.
Oh, whatever. Okay. Sorry, I don't have the most up-to-date thing. Why would you have to correct me on that one?
I like doing it.
Okay, asshole. So it's at $1.20. You've basically lost. I think that is 60% of the money.
Or I gained 6 times my original investment.
But do you feel any regret in not selling it at $3 and try to buy back in later on?
It's impossible to predict that it was going to crash 40% in one day.
I mean, it's go down. It's insane.
It's all going to go back up. It's just this is a crazy crash.
Yeah.
The good news is that the 2 Ethereum that I said I sold at 750, I now have that money in cash that I transferred to Bitcoin. Coinbase takes 9 days to like transfer your funds for some reason, which is good because I was going to buy all my coins back 3 days ago and everything went down 30% since then. So tomorrow morning I wake up and I have like $1,200 to put into all these coins.
What are you going to buy? Because you have a discount sale, right?
I have a discount sale. As long as if the next 8 hours everything doesn't shoot back up, I'm going to buy more.
Why do you have to wait 8 hours? Like, why can't you buy right now?
Because it doesn't clear until it says your money will be available on the 16th.
Oh, okay.
So,
that makes sense. What I was gonna say, so what are you gonna buy? What coins are you gonna buy at a discount?
Stellar Lumens, Cardano, and probably Ripple.
Okay, so let's look at the other one. Your investments. So Stellar Lumens. What price did you get it at?
3 cents.
3 cents. It's at 42 cents now.
Yep.
So it's up 14 times, but it was at one point at $1. Is that where
Just
it topped
about.
out?
It hit like 94 cents.
Okay. And then you had Cardano.
I had 5,000. I have 5,000 Stellar Lumens.
You have 5,000 Stellar Lumens.
Yeah.
So that's like $2,500 right now, or $2,000 right now.
Yeah, on $150 buy-in.
So you put $150 in it, and you got $2,000.
Yeah, and I was at one point I was at like 4,800.
Holy crap! So Cardano, what did you get in on it at?
Cardano, I've been buying in periodically. So like, I bought like 200 at 13 cents. I bought 400 at like 43 cents. I bought 200. I think if you average it out, it's about 50 cents.
Okay, that's 60 cents now. So you're not really up very much.
Not much. I have 1,075.
Where did it peak?
$1.25.
Oh wow, that would have been a much nicer gain.
Yeah, like I said, if we did this podcast 3 days ago, it would have been very different.
And then the other one, Ripple. Where'd you get in Ripple at? 19
cents.
19 cents is at $1.20.
Mm-hmm.
So how many shares did you buy of that? Or
1,000.
That's still so right now you're at 1,200 on a how much your investment was what $100?
200.
200.
1,019 cents. That's like $190.
That's still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That's great. Anything else you own? Oh, you own and the Mark Cuban coin, right?
Yeah, it's Unicoin Gold.
What's that at?
That
I hope this is interesting, people. I find this interesting.
That I bought 1,855 at 36 cents.
And what's it at now?
72.
Oh, so you basically double your money on that one.
It was at 220 before the big crash.
Holy crap! Wait, it's at 72 cents right now?
Yeah.
Wow, it dropped majorly.
Everything did.
So, but here's the thing. You're not following all the other coins. Why, if I bought like Bytem or Gigabyte or like Ox, couldn't I have made a lot of money also?
Probably, but I don't think they have long-term value if there's not good technology behind it.
How do you know? You keep saying good technology. How do you know there's good technology behind any of this crap?
Research.
What research? Like you don't. What I know is you don't understand computer code. You don't understand what the actual technology. You couldn't write any of this technology.
Mm-hmm.
How would you decipher how good EOS is versus Litecoin versus Neo? How would you possibly know that?
Get a job where I work, become friends with my coworker, and listen to what he says.
Where can I submit an application? You sound ecstatic at work, so I definitely want to work there. No one sounds happier at their job than you.
Why? Just because I'm meeting with HR on Friday?
Time, Nubank, BlockSafe, Nebulous, Railblock. What kind of stupid ass names are all these? Also,
Rayblocks is a good one.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why?
Super fast. Like it's probably the fastest.
Yeah, they're all super fast.
No, this one's the fastest one on the market.
It's the fastest one. It's the It's the Roadrunner of all ones.
Yeah. I own a
Okay.
bunch more coins.
You own a bunch more coins?
Yeah.
What else do you own? Are you holding back on us, asshole?
Oh, I had Grossel coin. I bought it 13 cents and I sold out at $1.39. So I made some money on that one.
What's it at now?
It's let me look it up real quick. It is at 82 cents. So I made good money on that. Sold out at good time.
Oh, good for you. Well, what else do you own?
I have Verge.
Oh, you still have Verge?
Yeah.
How much you get that at?
That is the one coin I am not up in because of this stupid crash. I bought 1,000 at 14 cents and it's at 8.5.
Ooh.
But like I said, everything's down right now. Vertcoin.
I mean, I kind of feel like you're making these names up, but go on. I don't understand. So I read online that so they say basically all this coin wealth, 94% of it is owned by like a couple people, or something like the top 1% of all the 1% of the people own 94% of all the wealth in this. The wealth is even more concentrated than the wealth is in normal society. Have you heard that?
Yeah. Well, it's rich people always get in on this. I mean, if I had a few million to spare, I'd be one of those people too.
Could you imagine you had like $1 million just to put it in there? You're like, I'm just gonna put $1 million in Bitcoin, see what happens.
I mean, can you imagine if I put $1 million into Stellar and it went up 22 times?
Yeah, that'd be kind of insane. I would be, but wouldn't you be scared out of your mind that it would be stolen? Like, I feel like this stuff can be. I don't know how it's stolen, but like the stuff doesn't seem as very unsafe. Also, like I don't have a huge fear that Citibank is going to be robbed and I'm going to lose my money, but I have a huge fear that Coinbase is going to be robbed, or like BitConnect or whatever these stupid sites are going to be robbed and I'm going to lose my money.
Right. Yeah.
Because if they get hacked, there's no one to complain to. No one gives a shit that you lost your money.
Right.
If your account was just gone and you called up Bittrex and you're like, hey, I had money in there. They're like, yeah, my money's not there anymore. They're like, it happens. What do you mean?
They're like, I don't care.
Yeah. You're like, well, I gave you money and I was up a lot of money and now it's not there. Oh, that sucks, man. Your customer, sir, you're supposed to be dealing with it. Yeah. Well, how do you want me to fix this? Find my money. Oh, yeah. Well, where'd you last see your money? On your site. Well, have you tried checking again? What do you mean checking again? Why don't you restart your computer? What does restarting my computer have to do with this? I've got to go right now, but maybe call back later and see what's there. Okay, bye.
I love how you invested in this stuff and you hate it so much.
It just seems so. Well, I think I won about it, like thinking that like if I lost, I mean I'm going to be upset if I lose $1,500. But like it's not the end of the world, kind of might lose.
Well, that's the way you do it.
I think
you don't invest with money that you're willing to lose.
Are you willing to lose that $8,000?
I'd be very upset, but it's not like it's gonna like put me out on the street or make me not able to pay rent or something, you know?
Yeah, no, I understand that. And like I like my wife, I've been telling like I had it like I was like I want to invest in this stuff. She's like, what the hell are you doing? You'd be like, I'm just gonna put a little bit of money. And she's like, what? Whatever, do whatever you want. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I tell her like, then when it drops, she's like, oh, great idea. I'm like, it'll go back up. She's like, yeah, that's wonderful. It's great. She's just not. And then it's up. I'm like, we're up $500. She's like, it's wonderful. It's great. But she's just not like. She's like, why are you bothering me with this shit? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, but if 6 months from now you say, hey, we're up like 20 grand, she's gonna be like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah, of course. If I get up 20 grand, she'll say it's really cool. What does your girlfriend say about it? Or you have not told her. You've not told her that yet. Like she doesn't even know you invest in this yet.
No. She's basically like, let me know when we have enough to get a house because we're looking to get a house and it's way more expensive than I even thought. And so
you didn't think a house would be expensive?
I thought it was expensive, but I thought there was like I thought it was a little bit more help for like first-time homeowners.
What kind of help did you think
There
there'd
used to be. There used to be.
What do you mean there used to
Before
be?
the housing crisis, it was like, oh, you want a house? Here's a house. Now it's like, well, fuck yourself. Like you have to have like $100,000 saved up.
I had these friends who lived in D.C. and it was before the housing crisis, and they both have good jobs and both earn a good amount of money, and they were telling me they'd bought some place, and whatever, I forget how much they paid. It was like a decent amount for the month for it. And the husband, I was talking to him, and he's telling me about the mortgage, and he's like, so it's an interest only mortgage, and I was like, what does that mean? Like interest only? He's like, well, we only ever pay off the interest. You never pay off the principal, but it just keeps going and it keeps on going forever. And I was like, what? How is that even possible that a bank would be willing to be in this arrangement with you? Like that was like the kind of shit that happened before. That's what you were expecting, right? Basically, this interest only. Like, here's a house, just whatever dumb deal we'll give you whatever.
No, I was expecting like, oh, it's your first time owning a house, so the amount of money you have to put down is like super low, and you'll get a good rate, and we'll help you out with the closing costs or whatever. Or no,
What?
actually, I thought with the closing costs and like renovations and stuff, you can include it in your loan, which is what used to be. That used to be the rule.
I think that's true. I think it used to be. They have
But it's
definitely
not now.
They definitely tightened. That's 100% true. They definitely tightened the restrictions, and they want more money down because last time we had a housing crisis.
Right. So now they're like, oh, you got to put all this money down. Oh, by the way, why don't you just have an extra 12 grand for closing costs too? And I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah, but not that you haven't thought this all the way through, but I was talking to Jay about this yesterday, I guess, or Sunday night. We were doing the Knicks thing, and I was like, well, have you like accounted for the cost of the because he was going to live in the suburbs of New York City and take a train into work. And I was like, have you counted for the cost of the monthly pass to get the train pass? And he was like, there's a monthly cost for the train pass? Like you just seem to have not even like thought about that yet.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking like, I have my monthly like subway pass that'll work on the train too. I don't know why I was thinking that.
I have to say with home ownership, stuff like breaks all the time,
Yeah.
and you can't call a super. You just have to just like pay to fix it. It's really annoying.
Right. It's like, if you don't have money, you're like, well, I guess we have no fridge now.
Yeah, like, it's just like toilet's clogged. I better become a plumber.
Yeah.
Stuff's going like the other day. My wife was like, "Hey, do you notice the squeak in the stand by the top of the stairs?" And I'm like, "I don't notice the squeak at the top of the stairs." She's like, "Walker, there's a squeak. It's driving me insane." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And you step and you can kind of hear a squeak. She's like, "We should get someone to look into this." And I'm like, "Oh, they're gonna tear up our floor. How about we just live with squeak?
Right.
Live with a guy."
Perma-squeak.
And so we had oil heat, and we switched to natural gas heat when our basement flooded over the summer. We kind of had it redone, and we also did a conversion because gas was to save you money in the long run.
You've had a real good luck with this house so far.
Oh, you know what the best thing is? Not the best thing, but we had our basement flood, and then my sister-in-law bought a house about a half hour from here over the summer. So our basement flooded in May. Their basement flooded in September. They just bought the house and they had the basement flooded, and they had to do all this also. But apparently, so I'm looking at the boiler and I'm like, hey, we got this new gas boiler, and it's weird. There's some rust on top of it. Why is there rust? So basically, we called the gas company to come like look at it, and the guy apparently he was here today, and my wife was home, and he told her, yes, there's apparently when we installed it, we installed it wrong. There's a little bit of a leak. And she's like, okay, can you fix it? And he's like, well, it's kind of a really big job to take everything apart and redo it. I think we should just leave it. And she's like, wait, you just said you guys installed it wrong and there's a leak and now you want to leave it. How is this a good outcome?
Well, it's good for them.
She had to badger the guy to like him go, oh, fine, I'll call. And now we have to they make an appointment to have them, to like call this department, make an appointment to have them come to your house and fix this. So I called up today, left them a message, and no one called me back.
Cool.
Yeah. Wonderful. They're also the company that when they were installing this thing, which is also gives me everything about everything that drives you crazy with the house. When they were installing this, they had to I guess they had to take up. We had a we did not have. We had oil heat, but we also had gas coming to the house through another pipe, and they had to basically move the gas line. And they did. They took something up. They took our gas thing apart, put it back together, and I guess so. Basically, they come to our house, they test the gas line, and then they come back to the house and put it back together. And somehow in between, when they came to the house the first time and they came to the house the second time, we had a gas leak. And they were like, "Oh, you just had a gas leak that happened to happen." And I was like, "Well, you're the only people that have touched this. And last time you were here, we did not have one, and now we have a gas leak." And they were basically like, "You can't prove that was us."
Wow.
And I complained to the manager. The manager was like, he's like, "You guys were your family was in danger from a gas leak, and you had us fix it, and now you're trying to blame us for it." And I'm like, "Well, you're the only people that touched it. Obviously, you created the gas leak." And he's like, "No, I can't even believe you would say that." He got mad at me. I almost lost my mind with the guy. This was the manager who was just like, "Anything that happens is your fault. You can't prove it was us."
That sounds like such a scam.
And the best thing is that since they installed it, we have a 3-year maintenance contract with them. So I'm like, "Oh, we which was included." So we still use them for 3 years, and I'm like, "Great." The assholes that cause a gas leak threaten you about it. They're responsible for fixing this now.
You know, 3 years in 1 week that shit's breaking. You better just pencil in to call them in 3 years.
But Jay, buy a house. It's a great idea. We've been in the house for a little over 2 years. Our basement flooded. We had to redo our roof. We have ants everywhere. But buy a house, Jay. It's a great idea. You also have to keep upkeep on the house. Are you going to cut the grass yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fine. Whatever. You buy a mower.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a mower.
It's all these expenses. I'm telling you, you should just move to rent another apartment or
Nope.
buy a condo.
Nope.
Just don't buy a house.
Nope.
You're
I'm
not
done
gonna,
with neighbors.
You're not gonna like it, Jay.
I'm done with neighbors.
I understand if you were like, "I have kids, I need more space." You guys don't need more space, so just don't. You have a kid, get a house then.
No, I'm done with neighbors. I'm done.
Okay, hopefully Bitcoin can pay for your gas leak and your ants and everything else that happens to you.
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay. What's going? You want to move on from crypto, Jay?
It's up to you.
Yeah. What else?
Let's do questions. We're 45 minutes in. We didn't even do questions.
Okay, we have a lot of questions there. A lot of them are about crypto. Was there anything else you wanted? You basically you're kicking ass in this stuff. Is there a strategy going forward? Is there anything we should know about? Are you just holding? Are there new coins you're going to buy?
So far, I don't think there's anything new I want to buy.
But by the way, there was one. Just to interrupt you, but there was one that was Tron, which we got excited about. It's shot to 20 cents. It's down to 5 cents.
Yeah, Bri bought in at 14 cents, I think.
Oh yeah, I wish Bri was on the show. So part of the problem was the major sites to buy these coins were. They had too many people signing up, and they couldn't handle the traffic, and they weren't allowing new signups. So Brian and I were trying to get in and buy all these coins, but we couldn't because they couldn't handle it anymore. And Brian luckily somehow got into Binance before they locked out and bought all these coins, and they all dropped since. Very lucky on his end.
Yeah.
But it's weird also because apparently they're all sold on there were two. So Binance and Bittrex were two of the major exchanges to buy them, but then there's all these smaller exchanges, and you look them up, and they're whatever they're called, bitbuy.com, and you look it up, and you read all the reviews about people saying these places stole their money. So you're like, I pretty much can't buy in any of these smaller exchanges without being scared of my mind.
Right. Even if they didn't steal your money, they don't carry everything that you'd want to buy.
Yeah. Are you going to buy Redcoin or ETHLand or Subtraction or Civic or Salt or Ripio?
Possibly Salt, but that's it.
So I just pick if I name 5 coins, will one of them be a coin that you were going to buy?
Probably not.
Bread, Engine, Nulls, Bancor, and Simple Token.
No.
Okay. I bet if you just picked these names in a hat and picked out 5 names, they would do better than the 5 you select with your advice.
Okay, so you do that. I'll
Okay.
use my advice, and then you just pick 5, and we'll see who does better.
I bet Deep Brain kicks ass. And Made Safe Coin. I like one that's called Made Safe Coin.
Yeah, it's like not
That
a
makes
scam coin.
I am. You trust. That's a good one. Game. It is all game. Set Red Pulse. Peer Coin. Who's buying a coin called Wings and thinks this is a great idea? And the thing is, what's crazy about it is you find these coins like Dentacoin, and its market value is $475 million.
Dentacoin's for dentists.
Why would they ever need that? I don't know if you're making that up or not.
No, that's true.
Everything's like, this is how you could pay artists. This is how you could pay. None of this stuff is needed. It's the most useless crap out there.
Yeah, that's the ones that are for very, very niche things, I think are a little unnecessary because it's like you could also, like, if this stuff became really famous, you could pay dentists with Ethereum. So why would you need Dentacoin?
I mean, you could always, if it's like, worst case, you could pay your dentist with your credit card or cash. Like, why? Like what? In what planet would you ever need these things?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to go to a cryptocurrency, I'm saying like you.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying like how is this stuff beneficial? Like, in what sense would you ever say, I need a different form of, I can't use American currency anymore to pay my dentist. I need a decentralized system to pay my dentist. That would be better.
Well, it's an instant payment, and you don't have to pay bank fees.
I don't pay bank fees when I hand them cash. When I pay with my credit card, they give me 2% back.
Yeah, but if you don't pay your credit card, then you got APR every month.
Yeah,
not everyone's in a position to pay off their credit card in full every month.
I'm just saying the transaction cost argument. If you don't pay back your Dentacoin, then the Denta mob comes and gets you.
All right.
Hemp coin. I don't know. It's such a weird. I would like to be a Bitcoin millionaire. I'm down for that. I'm down for the. It would be weird if it'd be weird in any other fashion if you were like, I made all my money. I made millions of dollars in a fashion that helps support that terrorists use also.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. I wouldn't be fine. I'd be fine too if I had the millions too. Like, it's just, if anything else, if like you were buying Amazon stock and you found out that the people are making a lot of money on Amazon, using Amazon stock money to fund terrorism or like buy child porn, you'd be like, I'm gonna get out of Amazon.com stock. Okay, let's move on. By the way, have you been to an arcade in the last like couple of years?
Yes.
What kind of arcade have you been to? Like, I think you've been to like the bar arcades where you play like old fashioned games, right?
Yes.
Have you been to like a newer arcade, like a regular arcade, like that kids go to, not where there's alcohol to drink?
I think there's only one in Manhattan, and I went there and it wasn't good.
Where?
It was around Midtown. I think it was like around 34th Street where like K-Town is, but it was all fighting games. Like the entire arcade was fighting games.
Okay. So my kids, I have kids, obviously young kids, and like so I've taken them to like arcades in the suburbs. And every place I've been to that's an arcade, like when I was a kid, all the arcades were playing what you do in an arcade. What do you do in an arcade, Jay? You play games, right?
Yep.
And then like there'll be like you play a bunch of fighting games or like action games or whatever, or basketball games or whatever, and then the small part of the arcade would be like doing skee ball and getting tickets, right?
Yeah.
So now the entire arcade is getting skee ball tickets.
Well, that's why I don't go to Dave & Buster's and shit like that, because they call themselves an arcade, but it's all that bullshit.
It is all that bullshit. The entire arcade is like there's like 2 games that are not ticket games, and my kids don't want to play those games because they're dying to get these tickets so they can buy crap.
Yeah.
Absolute crap they will not look at ever again within 12 minutes of leaving the store.
Yeah.
And yet they spend so much time agonizing what they can get for their 70 tickets. I am positive if I ever go to hell, in hell, my entire life, my entire eternity will be just standing there while kids try to pick what crap they want to buy with tickets.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's horrible. And it drives me insane. I'm like, they should be playing. If they're gonna play video games, and not this get the ticket thing. And I try to like, why don't we play this? And my son will be like, but you can't get tickets from that game. Like, why do you always need tickets?
Yeah, they make it so that you get obsessed with it. I mean, even though the home games do that, they have this thing called loot crates, where you buy the game, but then you could pay an extra $2 and you get a crate, and anything could be in the crate. You can get a new piece of armor, you can get a new gun, you don't know. And people spend thousands of dollars on these crates.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this the game? Like, is it one of those like free games you download and then you?
No, these are like premium. They started with the free games, but now it's in premium games. You buy like Gears of War, and there's loot crates in there now.
How do you do like? Who do you give the $2 to? How do you give like? There's like I guess an online feature where you could like pay.
Yeah, because you have an online account already to play online, and then you could buy games digitally, so you have your credit card hooked up to it. So sometimes a game goes on sale, and I'll just click buy, and it buys it. But it's the same thing like in the game. It'll be like click buy, and you can buy this loot crate.
And you can get a cool weapon for the game, basically.
Yeah, you can get a weapon. You can get a piece of armor.
Oh my god!
Sometimes it's literally just a new outfit. Like your armor's red now.
The crazy thing is how ingenious of an idea is that, because they probably make so much money doing that.
Yeah, we have a listener that spent over $1,000 on one of those games.
Oh yeah, Steven. Yeah, and I guess like it's that's actually dumber than buying Bitcoin. At least like Bitcoin has more value than the pretend gun you're getting in a video game.
Oh, we'll bring this back to crypto. Did you hear of CryptoKitties?
Yes, they're the band.
No, it was these online cats that you could buy with Ethereum. And all it is was a digital cat. And sometimes you could get rare cats. And people were selling, they were trading their cats, their rare cats. And it got so popular, it actually crashed the Ethereum server for like a day or two.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, this happened in December. You know how I said Ethereum went up to like $1,200 after I sold it for $700? It went back down to, I think, $600 because everyone was panicking that they couldn't handle the traffic because of CryptoKitties.
Holy crap. That is, because like the whole thing, like Ethereum itself is kind of this, I mean, all these coins are kind of this made up thing that's on digital. And you're trading this one made up thing for something that's even more worthless online?
Yep. Like your cat might be like a darker shade of gray, and that's a really rare cat. So then you could sell that for like $700.
So I guess you're guessing that the value of the cats will go up faster than the value of Ethereum.
Right.
Which sounds even more ludicrous. Oh, I
guess
didn't
hear about that.
I guess on the other hand, if this kind of things are happening, then let Bitcoin destroy the environment. Do we deserve to even be alive as mankind? Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
But going back to the arcade and how like so they don't let you pay for anything in quarters anymore.
Right. You got to buy like a card or like their store's own tokens.
Yeah. So it's not even just a card. Then you have to use their like you buy everything in. They don't call it, sometimes they call it tokens, or sometimes they'll call it something even like rand like you have to buy everything in dots, and this costs $8. And you can't even figure out the price anymore of what things are cost, and you're just paying $7 for your kid to get like 100 tickets, so he could basically buy a gumball.
Yep.
And you're feeling like and you're just like, wow, this is insane. And my problem also is that like all you're doing is saying to my kid, you're basically using the laws of like casino gambling on my kid. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, sounds good. And there's no clock in the arcade. It's the exact same thing as casino gambling.
Absolutely is.
Oh my God. It's so painful. And the only thing that was cool was we were at, have you been to Adventureland? You know what I'm talking about in Long Island?
I know what it is. I haven't been there.
So it's like an amusement park. It's obviously at your age, we're not going to go there, but if you had a kid, we were playing skee ball. And one of the skee ball machines, like somehow it was rigged, and my son was playing it, and he would get, instead of getting like your 1,000 points you get for doing it, he was getting like 60,000 points and getting like thousands of tickets. Every time he did it, like somehow it just went up exponentially. And he'd be like, "Oh, I want to play on a different skee ball thing." I'm like, "No, you play on the broken one. If you want to do this for tickets, you might as well get the tickets." But he ended up with like something like 50,000 tickets. They bought out so much crap from the ticket thing. And you still end up with just crap, basically, with 50,000 tickets. But it was like hilarious how much stuff they could buy, and no one questioned the fact that like, how the hell we got 50,000 tickets in like a matter of like being there for a half hour.
Yeah, if you want the real item, like they'll have like a PlayStation there or something, but it's like 3 million tickets.
I remember distinctly when I was a kid, we had Mr. Arcade, and I wanted so badly to get a Donkey Kong stuffed animal, and kept trying to get tickets. My mom got so fed up with me. She was like, "Wait in the car." She came back 20 minutes later with the Donkey Kong, and I imagine she basically threatened the life of the kid that worked there. Like, she's like, "Here is $20. That thing costs $20. If you fucking give it to me, the police will have to be here to pick up your dead body." I'm assuming, knowing my mom, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you end up paying like 10 times what that stuff's worth. Yeah.
At some point, you have to stop your kid from doing it. Like, and it's amazing. Also, when my kids get home with the stuff, I mean, they've forgotten it existed by the time we've gotten home.
Oh, absolutely, because it's all garbage.
It's all garbage. All I do is buy garbage for my kids. What else is going on with you, Jay? Oh, yeah, we do questions, right?
Yeah.
You have one non-Bitcoin story you want to give, and then before we go to the questions?
No, let's go to questions first.
You have a lot of things you want to say. Tell
I
us
know,
one
but I
thing.
do have to work tomorrow, and it's getting late.
Okay. Do you want me to read it, or are you reading it?
You can read it.
Okay. Bruno writes, "How is your cryptocurrency investments, Jay? I recently joined Crypto Fever. So far, so good." That was from 4 days ago. Bruno has now killed himself.
Poor Bruno.
John writes,
"Hold it, Bruno. Hold it. Don't panic sell."
Jay is holding. Jay has, so far, I've been sell. I've been panicking. Jay has not been panicking. And Jay is up 20 grand or 16 grand. So I think we should follow Jay's advice. John writes, "Is there any way that Jay might find it in his heart to do a trivia challenge crossover show with John?"
That sounds awesome. Yes.
Yeah, let's do that. Can I do the trivia challenge also?
I don't know if you're invited, but
well, screw you both then. Jason writes, "Is Mark a real Jew? How does he feel about Jay investing in Ether when it was like $300 and now $1,200? Well, I invested in Ether in $700, so I don't feel so bad about it. But I don't know. This stuff is so I couldn't take the stress of this stuff. But I agree with you, Jay. If I was up a lot of money, then I wouldn't feel as bad when it goes down.
I'm telling you, like, hold on to it. A couple months from now, when you're up a lot, you're just not going to care anymore.
Well, I'm going to hold right now. My problem is Litecoin. I don't know what to do about Litecoin.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's down so much. Litecoin right now is at, I mean, it's ridiculously how low it is now. It is at, what is it now? It's at 183. It just seems too low. I got it at 360. I've lost half the money. It seems too low for me to sell right now. Do I stick it out, or what do I do? Or do I take this opportunity to buy Cardano and hope Cardano goes up faster than Litecoin does?
I mean, that's the thing. If you think Cardano is going to go up more than, like, the 2 times you'd need to get your money back, which I think is a safe bet, then maybe you do want to do that.
You see, here's the thing. I have no reason to think Litecoin or Cardano would go up faster. I have no idea. They're just made up names on a computer screen. I have no idea. Litecoin says it's faster than Bitcoin. It's a wonderful form of currency. Cardano says it's faster than Bitcoin. It's a wonderful form. Like, all the research sounds the exact same to me.
Okay, and my opinion, Cardano will hit $3 way before Litecoin hits 3 times whatever it is now.
Okay, so maybe I'll do that. I gotta figure. I've opened the account. I just have to like move the money around now. Okay. Jason writes, "Will Jay withdraw his crypto and sell, or keep it all in? What does he plan on buying with the money he saved?" So Jay, here's a question. Going with this. I guess you're planning on buying a house. Is that what the? Okay. Yeah. That would be the ideal if you can pay for the house. But at what number will you just sell? in the sense of like, if it hit 50 grand, would you just cash out and just say, I got enough money, I'm very happy? I mean, obviously you'd like to cash out in millions, but like, if you got $50,000 and lost that, wouldn't that freak you the hell out?
Yeah, I mean, I might take out tiny bits, but I really feel like this is going to be a huge, huge gain in a couple of years.
So some people think the bubble is almost about to crash.
I've
Other
been
people
hearing that since Bitcoin was like $100.
yeah. And as I say, other people think this is 1994 with the internet. Like this has a ways to go.
Yeah, I still think it's in its primitive stages. I think
The
the
only
fact that there's so many governments are talking about banning it's because they're scared shitless.
Well, the thing is, the only thing that makes, and also, have you heard that like Russia is making their own crypto and Venezuela made their own crypto?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just getting started.
But the thing is, like 1994 internet, the internet turned out to have so many purposes. There's so much stuff that you can do with the internet. I don't understand, and we just still can't see it. But I don't know what you're doing with all this stuff. They say the underlying blockchain has a lot of uses, but the actual coins, where are they going?
I think that'll sort itself out at some point.
I mean, yeah, in theory it will. I can't. At least like there was more that you could tell, like more you could guess that was going to happen with the internet. Like I really can't see like the only thing that could happen. I feel like. Do you think if like we have another big crash, will this go up or down?
Big crash where?
Not Bitcoin. The economy crashes, like 2008 crash.
Oh, I think that'll make cryptocurrency explode.
So that happens. The inverse basically that goes down and Bitcoin goes through the roof because everyone's so scared of
I think most crypto. I think that's when I sell my Ripple because that's more tied to the fiat currency.
But they say the Ripple is not even being used. Like the Ripple technology is being used by the banks,
right?
But the actual
if the banks, if stock starts crashing and the banks are doing bad, I think Ripple goes down.
Okay, I mean that's probably. There just seems like some logic to that. Do you feel at all insecure about the money you keep there in crypto? Like, any money you have in the bank, do you worry about the money being stolen from the bank?
No.
Do you like from 1 to 0 to 10? How worried are you about the money being stolen from your online crypto stuff?
2.
Okay. I was reading about all these ways. Like, there's like digital wallets, and then like the way you can store the cold storage where you store it offline.
Yeah.
There are all these things that like, and then I heard about one digital wallet that was being hacked. So I was like, oh, the digital wallets don't sound like that good. But so if you got $50,000, you would leave most of it in.
Yeah.
$100,000.
Yeah, I would probably take a small portion. I'd probably take back my investment at 100.
You take out the $8,000.
Yeah.
And leave 92.
Yeah.
I would just be too freaked. I don't know if I could handle this. Jason writes, with the rumors of Korea banning crypto, how do you think the government will react towards crypto since it cannot be taxed and is used by the mafia and drug cartels to launder money, the money launder?
I think they're going to try and ban it, but I don't think they can really.
Yeah, it seems like beyond their control. I understand though the concerns. Like if you're a government, you have some very good legitimate concerns about this.
Yeah.
Like they were just saying, like you want to have these sanctions on Iran. Well, they don't really work if they can go around them with crypto.
Right.
Liam writes, guys, it's been so long. During that time, I'd seen some things, man. Anyway, how you feel? Donald J. Trump is doing, and please don't be. How do you think Donald J. Trump is doing, and please don't be biased like the media, or just hate him to be trendy like the media, fit in. So Jay, let me ask you: if you got all your bitcoins and made a killing, would you move to Norway or a shithole? How do you think Trump is doing, Jay?
I feel like a lot of this stuff is too soon to tell. I mean, as far as public relations, I think he's doing terrible. But
public relations don't really matter. Can you imagine? By the way, can you imagine if Barack Obama was found out to have been pay off a porn star to not let everyone know that he was sleeping with her? Can you even? You heard this story,
or if
right?
he was, yeah, or that, or if he was outright antagonizing a country that wants to nuke us.
Yeah, but yes, the North Korea stuff is insane. But I couldn't even imagine like Barack Obama, like right before the election, like there's a porn star is going to come out with an affair he had with her. He pays her off over $100,000. That would be Fox News would never stop talking about that till the end of time.
That would be on the front page today.
This
8 years
was
later.
This was like a 2-hour blip. Like, oh, in lighter news, the president paid hush money to a prostitute to keep the election going his way.
Right.
I mean, but I think if you're a Republican and very conservative, you kind of like what Donald Trump is, because none of the antagonizing North Korea hasn't worked out poorly yet. So we're still living, and a lot of the policies you want, like the tax policy, the ending the internet, like making the internet, getting rid of the equality on the internet, like all these things, like all these policies you want, drilling in the Arctic, all these things now basically are happening. So he's doing a good job of getting your conservative policies go through.
Right.
And in some ways, like he distracts from major issues by being like, he says shithole, everyone has to talk about shithole instead of talking about the real issues related to immigration.
Right. And some think he's doing that on purpose, and he's just really smart and good at distracting.
I have to think he's not that smart, but at the same time, like he's like this stuff works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you think he's doing it on purpose or not?
I don't, but people who might have raised me think so.
Your parents still really like him.
Yeah. My whole family. Even the Democrats who were in my family have converted, and they're all Trump now.
The Democrat? Why did they convert to him?
I think they were just upset with how ineffective Obama was, and now they're just like, okay, I'm Republican now.
I mean, it really is. It's kind of like they say, like the last president, like leads to the next one, and Obama was so ineffective for everyone that voted for him, or everyone that believed in him, that like the best thing he could come up with was shit healthcare.
Yeah.
But I can't stand Trump. Liam writes, would Trump win another election? 8-year term. Everyone I know likes him, yet they would never tell anyone in public that they like him. Laugh my ass off.
It all depends who the Democrats run against him. He absolutely can win.
I'm sure it'll be Hillary again. It'll be some shit candidate the Democrats run who will not even speak out, like will be scared to speak out against Donald Trump. Donald Trump will be like, "You're a goddamn pussy," and the other candidate will be like, well, I believe that we should kind of change some policies. Oh, okay, we'll lose the election. It's going to be the shittiest. All the Democrats are just a shit party. I kind of believe the Republicans have all terrible ideas, and they're in favor of terrible ideas. And the Democrats are also in favor of the exact same ideas. They have to just pretend they're not in favor of those ideas.
Mm-hmm. I mean, both parties are just a bunch of rich people doing what's good for them. So,
yeah, bunch of assholes, basically. It's a bunch of assholes doing whatever they give a shit. None of them have actually. Okay, Liam writes, Can Donald Trump be responsible for the stock market and the cryptocurrency skyrocketing? If the United States went through a depression again, you can't really use crypto to buy bread and water.
So this podcast is basically politics and cryptocurrency.
Yeah. So the stock market, have you been following the stock market?
Yeah.
So it went up a lot on the last year under Trump, right?
Yeah.
Seemed kind of crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I look at the chart of the S&P since 1979. Do you know how many times by percentage it went up higher than it went up? It went up, I think, 20% under Trump this last year. Do you know how many times in the last since 1979 in our lifetime, I guess, that it went up higher?
4.
10.
Wow.
So just making the point that Trump's skyrocketing stock market, which was pretty cool, is basically kind of just in the middle the last 3 years.
Well, I noticed that, to bring it back to crypto, with like Bitcoin, like I that money I said I transferred over, I had to transfer it through Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it was at 15,000, and today it's at like 11. And I'm like, oh shit, it went down 4,000. But then I look, and it's like, okay, that's like 20%. It's not like as catastrophic as it sounds.
Yeah, because it's all about percentage.
Yeah.
The Ethereum's at 977.
Yeah.
Fuck. Litecoin's at 177. Might as well just declare bankruptcy right now. The S&P, though, I was looking at the percentage. Like, the last 4 years under Bill Clinton were insane for how much it went up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you care at all about this.
I mean, I just feel like the stock market is all about just rich people getting richer. When people are like, oh, the stock's up, that's good for the economy. I'm like, no, that's good for rich people. The average person doesn't have a bunch of stocks.
Which is totally true. But, I mean, is it any different than, like, the Bitcoin stuff going up and down? Most people don't have a lot of Bitcoin.
No, but at least I could put, I turned 8,000 into 29,000. Like, you can't do that with the stocks.
In 1995, the S&P went up 37%, then 22%, then 33%, then 28%. Like, the returns are insane.
Yeah.
But then some years it didn't go up that much. But it was just interesting because I was looking at this crazy Trump stock market, and I was like, oh, let me see how that looks historically. And historically, it didn't really make that big of a difference. Historically, it's not that amazing. In 2008, it went down 37%, which is pretty when everything crashed. That was the huge crash.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Also, I looked historically. Cryptocurrency has crashed 20 to 25% every single year for the last 5 years, 23 days before Chinese New Year.
What?
Exactly 23 days before Chinese New Year.
When's Chinese New Year? I mean, I guess it's 23 days.
It changes
now?
every year, but it's 23 days. Yesterday was 23 days before Chinese New Year.
I would make fun of that fact, except for the Jewish New Year seems to change every year. Also, what's it based on? Like, what's the Chinese calendar based on?
I don't know.
Okay.
But people are saying that not most, but the majority of cryptocurrency is traded in Asia, and since their New Year is so big, a lot of people pull out, spend the money on the New Year's, and then put back in afterwards. So this has happened the last 5 years. So
if you can find out when the Chinese New Year is, you should pull out the day before, or like a couple days before.
Well, now I know for next year.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many times it's crashed though. Like, it has like a 20% drop. Like, how often that actually happens?
Well, at least every year, 23 days before Chinese New Year.
Okay. Rosera writes, can you guys spill some vodka for homie Steven? He is chilling in heaven with Biggie and Tupac, R.I.P. my N-word. Steven is not dead. He is very much alive. And I hope he's listening. He, for some reason or another, for a little while, he wanted me to be his rabbi and explain Judaism to him. And he's been texting me about this. But instead of saying rabbi, I don't know why he can't fix the autocorrect. He's calling me his rabbit.
I like
He refuses to say. He's like, you're my rabbit. Tell me that. And he's asking me all these questions about Judaism, and I don't know fucking jack about Judaism, even though I went to Hebrew school. But he's asking me questions like, do you? And there was interesting. I thought there was something interesting that came about from his questions. So he said, like, do you have hell in Judaism? And I was like, well, there may be something like that, but we never learned about that in Hebrew school. It's nothing that they really talk about. And I looked online. There's some belief in Judaism that's kind of something like that, but it's not something that's like paramount in the religion. Like, you went to church, right, growing up, or at some point in your life?
Yeah.
And they talked about hell a lot?
Not as much as I would have thought.
Okay. So they never talked about it. I've never been to a synagogue where they've talked about it. And then he asked me about heaven, and I was like, well, they don't really talk about the afterlife at all. It's very rarely talked about. Do you guys talk about the afterlife?
I mean, there's a lot of heaven talk.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of that in Judaism. And then he was saying, he goes, then what's the fucking point? Be Jewish, then what? There's no fucking reward?
There's no punishment either.
Well, I said, well, it's not a game show. And he said, just weird. Most religions feature a reward system. Virgin's damnation. And I found that actually interesting because he's right. A lot of religions do feature like the game show thing. Like, there's some reward for playing the game. And Judaism doesn't seem to like play on that system. When you go to synagogue or Hebrew school, all you do is learn about the big historical stories they want to tell you about Jews, like when they were slaves in Egypt, when they got out of Egypt, stuff like that is all the stuff you cover, but you
Mhm.
don't really cover like what comes next.
Right.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting where like how the religions differed and what they like spend a lot of time teaching.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know. But then he kept asking me more questions. He's like, tell me the story of Judaism. I'm like, look it the fuck up. I'm not writing all this stuff to you. And then he was asking me questions about can you watch porn under Judaism? And I said I've never heard them discuss it either way. Have you heard like? Did you go to Hebrew Sunday school?
My mom actually taught religion class for a couple years.
Oh, no shit. Did she teach you about watching porn?
No.
But do they cover that stuff like watch porn, masturbate? Do they talk about that?
No.
Okay. Like my
I mean, my mom also taught religion in like 4th and 5th grade.
Okay. Because like stereotypically, like you from TV, you feel like they teach a method of don't watch porn, don't masturbate. But Judaism, they don't. I've never heard them discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen was fascinated by this. But when you went to Sunday school, what was discussed? Like what was this? What were you learning about?
It was more like the stories in the Bible, the Noah's Ark and
Okay, same,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Then he asked me about what conspiracy Jewish stuff do you believe in? Do you think what do you think about the fact that people say the Jews run the fucking world? That kind of stuff. Give me your honest thoughts, he said. I was like, oh, why are you asking me these questions? I was like, if the Jews control the world, then I'm not really getting my fair share.
I mean, I believe there is some sort of group that kind of runs things, not really the president.
The lizard people?
Like the Illuminati and stuff like that. Like,
didn't we do a phone call with the Illuminati?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I believe that because I feel like Obama came in with all these like hope and change and all that, and within like 48 hours he looked like a defeated man. I think somebody came up to him and said, "That's all well and good, but this is the way things are really going to go."
You don't think his hope and change was just make America great? A bunch of meaningless slogans.
He looks so beat down. I really feel like he had a talking to.
I kind of like the more I like think about his like what was his campaign like the we are the change we were looking for and all his bullshit basically he said was no different than the stuff that Trump said. It's just slogans.
It is. I was just going
like
by body language and like I don't know. I just had a feeling somebody told him what's up.
So you believe in the lizard people?
Yeah. We
can discuss that next show. Rosera writes, Donald Trump said some countries are shitholes. Is he right though? Comments like that make me want to vote for him again.
Yeah.
I mean, is he? I thought the part they should have been focusing on was that he said he didn't want the people from the shithole countries coming here. Not so much that I don't like that he called them shithole countries, but it was more the fact that like he was like people from black countries aren't allowed to come here anymore.
Right. I mean,
people they don't seem to be concentrating on that portion of it. That was the part that seemed like he's like, we don't want the people from Haiti. We want people from the white countries coming here. That seemed like the part that was the bad part.
Yeah, people get way too worked up about these things. You're a president. You shouldn't be talking like that. But there are shithole countries.
Yeah, it's the cursing thing. It's not so. I mean, he shouldn't be talking like that. But it's more the whole message overall. Rosera writes, the movie Bright with Will Smith is pretty good. You don't have Netflix, right? So you can't watch it. Okay. It got like mixed reviews. I haven't watched it yet, but maybe Rosera, maybe on your recommendation, I'll check it out. And the History Channel TV show Vikings is pretty good. Anyway, which I've heard other people say Vikings is pretty good. Have you watched Vikings?
No.
Are you going to watch that?
No.
Why not?
I don't want to.
Okay. You might like it. You like it's about the Vikings.
Cool.
It's gotten really good reviews online, like IMDb. Okay. Anyway, movie that has wow you so far, Marks. Please don't mention movies with black directors and actors. You know what movie did not wow me was that goddamn cartoon Coco, which got these amazing reviews.
I never heard of it.
You didn't hear about it? It was like I guess you don't have a kid. So it was a big kid movie, basically. It was about this kid's. The mom gets left by her husband, and she bans singing from her family for every generation. And the son wants to really sing, and he ends up going to the. They have like the Day of the Dead festival in Mexico, and he ends up going to the afterlife to find his dead grandfather. It's horrible. I mean, it was boring as shit. Like, it was fine. My son liked it, but it was just the kid movies are terrible. What have you liked recently? What movie?
Despicable Me 3 was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll check it out. I watched the Minions movie with my son. I couldn't even watch it. I couldn't. It's just they're so boring.
I thought the first 20 minutes was really good, and then it kind of fell apart.
Maybe I'll rent that with him. Maybe I'll. Do my kids really like? Did you watch Boss Baby? I don't know why you would, but
no,
they really like Boss Baby a lot. And my daughter really like. My son somewhat, but my daughter really like Trolls a lot too. I saw also the movie. What is it? Aliens come here, and we have to communicate with them. It was Arrival. Have you heard of that?
No.
So bad. It was on. They had it on Amazon Prime, and it was just like aliens come here, and they have to figure out how to talk to them, and it really goes nowhere. The whole story. And eventually, the big kicker is the beginning of the story is really the end of the story, and everything's in a circle. Once you learn the aliens' language, you see time differently.
Cool.
Yeah. Eros writes, "What is Jason's next investment venture? Seeing as he has made over $15,000, how did Eros know that already?"
I think he private messaged us on the Facebook group.
Okay. He's not like hacking into your account.
No.
He's made $15,000 in less than 1 year. Jason has made $15,000 since October, so it's not even less than 1 year.
Well, August.
Okay, August. Okay, so 6 months.
Yeah.
There has to be something else he's planning, and as it's good money, but can't even get a Toyota or a Honda with it. What's the big bucks plan, Jason?
I'm thinking about consolidating. We didn't get to it, but I also have Vertcoin, Monocoin, and ARC. I'm thinking about selling Vertcoin and ARC.
Because they don't exist? Like, what? How many coins do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So you're diversifying.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Where's Ethereum? I'm gonna reload this right now. If it's below 1,000, I might lose my mind. Is that 990?
979.
979?
You were okay with 990, but 979 is the end of the world.
Holy shit. Okay. This is why I check this way too often. Yeah, what are you doing, Jason? You're going to consolidate? You're going to consolidate your coins?
Yeah.
Is there any way to make real money on this? Is there any way we can make faster money on this? Can we become...
There is. You just need a lot more money. You can't put in 1,000 and get 10,000 right away.
I talked to a guy who invested $40,000, he started his own cryptocurrency venture fund and made him over $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do that, Jay? Can you research how to do that and let me in on it?
I'll do it in my free time.
Okay, cool. Do you think any thoughts on that you should give up the CPA and just focus on this full time? What if you spent the same amount of energy you were doing on the CPA on this? Maybe you could quit your job and just do this full time. Maybe this could be you could be a big cryptocurrency.
Problem is I got a shitload of bills, so I don't have money to be pulling out. You know what I mean?
What if you just stop the CPA and just focus on this? Would this somehow maybe your time maybe this is your calling, Jay?
I don't think I'd make that much. Again, I'm diversifying my my portfolio. I'm diversifying my options in life.
Okay. So you're going to consolidate into what? Which ones?
I'm thinking about just selling ARC and Vert and just doubling down on Cardano.
I knew you were going to say Cardano. Why do you love Cardano?
People are calling it the Ethereum killer, and Ethereum is where it's at right now. So I don't know if it's supposed to be better than Ethereum.
It says Cardano aims to create a stable cryptocurrency ecosystem. You don't want stability.
Some people are saying that Cardano will be $15 by the end of 2018.
By the way, every article I read about the crypto world is either some like investment guru saying this stuff's gonna go to $8 billion, or someone else saying this stuff will be worthless by the time my sentence is over.
Yeah, I know, but when you go to like any Reddit for each coin, like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We got an email, the brinkofsanity@gmail.com. We're also on Twitter, brinkofsanity3, and Patreon. We are on Patreon. What's our Patreon? Patreon.com/ I think it's 1 second. Patreon.com/ the brink of sanity. We have lost all our Patreons, so that's great.
What were we at? $1 before?
I think we were at $2.
And we didn't do any episodes. Why would people stay? People are actually, they're like, oh, if you pay them in Patreon, they stop doing shows.
Yeah, well, we got as much support on that as we do for everything else, so that's good.
We really weren't doing episodes. Like, there's no reason anyone, like, there's no, I mean, like, I would actively tell people not to put money into our Patreon account until we're actually doing episodes. At least the next one, we do an episode every week. Okay. What's the email?
The email, Lorenzo writes, hey guys, let's say you buy a gift for someone and then it unexpectedly comes with some sort of bonus gift. What's the protocol on the bonus gift? Can you keep it for yourself if you like it? I'd say absolutely.
So I was buying related to this. My wife insists we buy this like extra expensive soap, basically twice the money for our kids for taking a bath and shower, stuff like that. And so I was noticing we were buying at the store, but the price was like being jacked up in the store, and everywhere it was like $8 a container, and now everywhere was like $10 a container for this stuff. It's really annoying. Anyway, so I bought it from, it wasn't Amazon, but it was like a similar company, and I bought like a pack of like 10 of them. I was like, well, whatever, I'll buy them and not have to buy this again for a long time. And then it was supposed to come, and there was like a delay. Like online, it said that it shipped, but it was never getting to us. It'd been like an extra week. And so I emailed them, and I was like, what's going on? And they said, oh, sorry, your thing must have got lost in transit. We'll send you a new one. And so I was like, okay, whatever. They canceled the order, sent me the 10 pack of this soap. I was like, okay, great. And then like a couple days later, the order they said was canceled just showed up at my door. But I only had paid for. They canceled the other order, so basically I got 10 that I paid $10 a thing for, and then I got 10 that I paid $0 for. So I kind of got half price on it all.
Nice.
If it was you, would you alert them and tell them they had sent you 10 for free?
No.
Yeah, I felt no need to do that. I felt I was like, oh, discount day for me.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have 20, like a lifetime supply of this soap now.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I guess it's the bonus thing they send you. I just think that's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we sent you that you would not, like, you would return?
Probably not.
Like, I told you when I bought my house, the people left like 3 bottles of Dom Perignon in the house.
No, you didn't. That's awesome.
Oh, I didn't tell you that?
No.
We found it in like at the cabinet, like the closet, the cabinet above the refrigerator. I opened it and there were 3 bottles of Dom Perignon, and you could tell they didn't mean to leave that for us. Like they weren't like they didn't purposely they didn't go like, here's a surprise we've hidden from you.
Right.
We felt bad, so we just like called them and gave it back to them. But each bottle was probably like $1,000.
Oh, I would have said you left 1 bottle of Dom Perignon.
I would have said, well, we own the house, so I guess we'll never get in to find out.
You left 1 half-open bottle of Dom Perignon.
You know what? You left some happy people, huh?
Yeah. Or just call them. I want to thank you for this gift. I'm drunk.
That would be great. We're like, that was so nice. You leave 3 bottles of Dom for us. Anyhow, that was an accident. Well, my belly says it wasn't an accident. Any more email?
No, that's it.
Okay, Eris writes, if there is one, what do you think will be the downfall of crypto? Or will it be the future and be adopted permanently once a major war occurs? Or countries like Venezuela get fucked up by the inflammation, I think he means inflation, and need a new currency? Is crypto too big to fail? Or is it a scam all along and the government will shut down and it will start when it starts interfering with they'll be cut?
I think it's too big. I mean, there's still like $500 billion invested in it right now.
Yeah. Well, I think they say gold has a total there's like $9 trillion of gold out there. So it's not anywhere. I don't think it's anywhere close to what gold is worth right now. So in some theory, it could end up being worth as much as gold.
Right.
But do you think this will be what if anything? What's going to shut down this?
I mean, the government's going to try to. I think Bitcoin itself is a really outdated coin as far as the technology of the other ones that are out, and a lot of people don't realize that. So I think at some point Bitcoin's going to crash, and then it'll depend on if everyone invests in the better coins or they just like pull out altogether.
Like Bitcoin will be MySpace, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I think is going to happen is one night, one of these major exchanges will be hacked. All the money will be gone, and people will stop investing in this stuff. Like if Coinbase, which I think is the number one platform, is that number one? I don't know.
It's the number one platform for getting into it, but as far as exchanges, that's Binance.
Okay, let's just say Binance is hacked and all the money disappears. Would you invest in it still?
Probably not. If the biggest one could get hacked, then
that happened already. You know that happened. Was it Mount Gox?
Yeah.
It was the biggest one, and like $700 million just disappeared.
Yeah.
And people kept investing thereafter, obviously, because it still exists. But something like that, I feel like it's going to be what really takes this stuff down.
Yeah.
Eris writes, guys, we're almost done here. Guys, I have $1,200 in Amazon gift cards due to an error on a $3,000 refrigerator I bought. If you guys are looking to get anything, let me know. I can give you a 25% discount and can meet you any public subway station. Too bad I can't buy crypto with Amazon money. Has Eris lost you where he says you'll have to meet him in person to get this?
Guys, I remember that thing you said to me in episode 185, and I brought my knife. No, thank you, Eris. I appreciate the offer.
Rosera writes, can Jason, I wonder if could you buy, I guess you could buy, I don't know how you could convert this to crypto. But I'm sure you can buy stuff and like sell it for cash. Rosera writes, can Jason explain the crypto wallet thing? And has anyone you guys know made more on crypto than Jason?
So the crypto wallet is basically, if you're worried, like Mark, about getting your stuff hacked, you could put your stuff in a wallet. So it's kind of like a really secure, almost like a secure flash drive. So you put your coins on there instead of having it in exchange.
Okay. Andrew writes, by the way, has anyone made more? I guess the only person, do you know, who else do you know invested in this? Do you know anyone else that, besides Bri, the three of us, and the guy at work, do you know other people that invested?
Peter, who was on the show, but he lost his.
Yeah, well, obviously he didn't seem to even care about it. I mean, it was worth, at the time, it was worth $10,000, the two coins. And he was like, I don't know where it is. We were like, you don't know where 10,000. You're not even like slightly concerned. Nope. 10,000. Yeah. So well, you win some, you lose some. It's 10,000. I was getting anxious for him, but do you know anyone else invested in this?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know anyone else either. Andrew writes, is Jay a CPA yet? Jay?
No, but I took one today, so in a couple of weeks we'll have an update on if I'm halfway done.
Yeah, Jay. In a couple of weeks we'll know if Jay is halfway done or halfway to death. Whichever.
Yes.
Andrew writes, how do I ask questions for Brink? It's been so long, I've forgotten. And Liam writes the last question. Holy fuck, BitConnect is closing. Just saw a YouTuber, $700,000 invested in it, hit 75,000. What the fuck, Jason? Sell, sell, sell.
Yeah, this is where you don't panic sell. This is where you enjoy the sales. I'm going to keep telling myself that. My money just cleared, so live on the show, I'm going to buy some Cardano.
Wow.
Exciting stuff, I know.
I think it's kind of cool that you're buying right now. So you are, and this is literally putting your money where your mouth is. Well, I guess not literally, because that's not what literally means. But
so the $12.50 I put in is now worth $8.75 because of the crash. So I'm not going to get.
Wait, holy shit! Wait, wait, hang on. What do you mean? What do you mean? Explain that again. Ethereum's at 950.
I sold my Ethereum at 7 something. I had $12.50. I transferred it to Coinbase when Bitcoin was at 1,500. Bitcoin's now at 10,000, so my $12.50 is now $8.50.
Wait, I'm confused. When you sold your Ethereum,
it was in cash.
It was in cash.
And then but I sold my Ethereum in a website called Gemini, so I had to transfer it to Coinbase. Actually, I didn't. I'm dumb. And instead of transferring it right to Bittrex, I put it into Coinbase to put into Bittrex.
What? Well, this shit is so fucking confusing.
I know. I thought I had to put it into Coinbase to put it into Bittrex.
But you could have just put it directly into Bittrex.
I could have just put it directly into Bittrex. So I used the $1,200 to buy Bitcoin in Coinbase at 15,000.
Wait, hang on. So you got $1,200 on
in Gemini in cash.
In cash.
Bought,
or in dollars.
Yes. Bought Bitcoin. Using that money, I bought Bitcoin on Coinbase, so I could transfer it to Bittrex.
Oh, so when you transfer the money from Gemini, did Gemini actually send you the cash? Like, did it go back to your bank account?
It didn't. They have you could sell it and have the cash sitting there, or you could transfer it to your bank account. So I just had the money sitting there. So I said, I'm going to buy Bitcoin and then transfer it to Bittrex.
I'm here confused. You sold the money. It's $1,200 is sitting there in Gemini.
Yeah.
How do you get the money from Gemini to Coinbase?
I bought Bitcoin in Coinbase using my Gemini address.
You could use Gemini to buy stuff on Coinbase?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you're buying Ethereum or Bitcoin.
I didn't know Gemini could be used on fucking Coinbase. This is also why I can't invest more in this stuff, because I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you bought that, and then by the time you actually,
and then it crashed, so my $1,200 is worth $800.
You had to wait a week to actually use to transfer the Bitcoin to Bittrex. That's what it is, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and now you finally can, and you lost.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as it sounds, because Bitcoin went down 30%, but other things went down way more than 30%.
Well, I was going to say, why don't you leave it in Bitcoin and wait for Bitcoin to go back up?
Well, because then everything else is going to the other stuff is going down quicker, but I think it's going to go up quicker too.
Okay. So you're betting basically the other ones just go up faster.
Right, because they're smaller amounts. For Stellar Lumens to go up 10%, it has to go up 3 cents. For Bitcoin to go up 10%, it has to go up 1,000.
Right, but since it's all percentage, it doesn't really matter.
Well, it does, because if I take my Bitcoin now and I buy Cardano, and Bitcoin goes up 10% and Cardano goes up 40%, then I'm up in the game.
No, my point is that for Bitcoin to go up 30%, or for a coin that's worth a penny to go up 30%, it shouldn't be any easier or harder.
I think it's harder to go up the higher you go. I think it's harder to go up percentages.
I mean, I guess in theory, because you have to go up more money. I guess.
I think it's a lot easier for a coin that's worth $1 to have a 50% gain than a coin that's worth $10,000 to have a 50% gain.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably something to that. Wow, Ripple's at $1. I wanted to get Ripple at 70 cents, and apparently I can if I wait another hour.
Yeah, wait till tomorrow morning.
Holy shit! I can't. I know this is when you're supposed to buy. This is brutal.
The thing is, everything is still going down, so I don't know when I should buy in.
You should buy it on a cute angel cloud.
Like while I was trying to explain all that stuff to you, Stellar and Cardano went down 2%.
I mean, this is fucking insane.
Not a fan of this.
Can you call this episode Crypto Bitcoin Crash?
Yeah.
Stellar Lumens. Wasn't Stellar Lumens at 50 cents when we started talking? It was at 47% earlier today. Like when the show started, it's at 37%. 37 cents now.
Yeah, I went down like a lot. Yeah.
Monero's down to 295, so I guess like discount on on the child boy slaves. Let's see. Tron was at 5 cents, at 4 cents, so it lost 20% in value since we started talking.
I think Bri bought Tron at like 25 cents. It's at 4.
Yeah, so Bri's not on the show because he's hiring a hitman with his Monero. Litecoin's at 173 now. I have to hit refresh to see how fucking bad it keeps going down. Cardano was at 60 something. It's at 50. It was at 65 cents when we were talking before.
Yeah, I know.
It's at 52 cents now.
Yeah, it is.
It's crashing before our eyes.
Yeah, it is.
That was Ethereum Classic. The Ethereum's at 945.
Yes, it is.
Holy shit. Litecoin, I've lost more than half my money on Litecoin.
It's okay.
You know the stock market's up like 100 points today.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
I mean, what other coins? Verge. What'd you buy Verge at?
14 cents.
7 cents now.
Cool.
Holy shit. It's a bloodbath. I'm glad it's all in red. All the negatives in red because it really is a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's not good.
Ethereum's at 800 now.
And now it's over. No. They just said Ethereum's done.
it could really. What would you? I guess I have to call the Ethereum helpline to find out what happened to all the Ethereum. It's just gone. Like what? Nothing happened. If it's all gone, no one's gonna help. Like you're like U.S. government. All my Ethereum's gone. Okay, bye. You know, there was a bank crash. Oh, we'll give all the money to the banks. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, and my Vert coin is just disappeared. Good one. Bye. I mean, the one that if any of them are going to disappear, Stellar Lumen should disappear just because, like, that one just sounds the most made up. They all sound made up, I guess. I don't know. But Stellar Lumens, if you were like, oh, I lost all my money in Stellar Lumens, people would be like, yeah, how didn't you know that? Okay.
Oh, my deposit's still pending, so I can't buy everything. Oh, well.
Good. Wait.
Yeah, maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and it'll be a nickel.
I mean, if you woke up tomorrow and all this stuff was down to a nickel, what would you say?
I would say shit, but then I would buy everything. What am I going to do? Make the best of it. I will buy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, are you going to put any more? Are you going to put new cash into this?
Not right now. Trying to save up for a house.
Okay. What about Showcoin? Why don't you put all your money in Showcoin? It's worth 0.006 cents.
Yeah, it sounds totally legit.
If it ever gets to 10 cents, you'll be rich.
That is true.
Lisk. You can buy Lisk. That's $18. What? I also don't understand all these coins that are like gassed at $54. How does it even get to $54?
I don't know.
They said, was it 9% of these coins have an actual purpose?
8%.
8%, okay. Okay, Jay, what did we learn today? Besides the fact that I'd have a heart attack if I had $8,000 in this.
We learned that Mark is panicking way harder about $1,500 than I am about $29,000.
Yeah. You were at $29,000 2 days ago. you are probably at like 16 right now, right?
Not
17,
quite
18.
that bad.
Oh no, you were at 20 something, right? 23.
Yeah, so I'm probably at like 22 now.
Okay, $7,000's a lot of money to lose in one day.
It is, but like I said, I'm still up 16. So
You lost half your closing costs in one day.
I can't wait to tell Kat that tomorrow morning.
She's honey. I mean, like, how was I supposed to know Gollum wasn't going to do well? I thought Eefland would be the best investment possible.
All right. So, did you learn anything else?
I learned we talked about. I let us know what you guys thought of this episode. We obviously went very hardcore in crypto. I don't think we're going to become the crypto podcast going forward unless you guys like that. We probably will do more regular Brink stuff going forward.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about from the last 2 months, obviously, because we haven't done a show in a while.
I think we just want to get this stuff out of our system.
It's mostly Mark, but yeah. All right.
Jay didn't even want to talk about it today. Jay was like, "We'll spend 5 minutes on crypto." I was like, "We're gonna fucking talk about the entire show." Jay.
I actually said split it 50-50, but okay. All right. So thanks for listening, everybody, and we will be back soon. We won't be 2 months between episodes now.
Yes.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm going.